Hi, what's going on? I know I haven't said anything yet. I'm waiting for people to join the stream. I'm drinking some Pepsi. Want to talk about the Olmecs, and the Mayans, and the Aztecs. I've learned some things, and I would like to share them. We'll get to this picture in a second. It's relevant to the topic at hand. I can't wait to say why. I'm very excited to say why I'm excited to share that image that I drew or painting.
Tuesday behind you with the comforting ginger taste of Canada Dry. Dry time is my time.
Dang, I should have said something. I don't know why I didn't. I got nervous. I don't care. I do care. I just want to talk about the Olmecs. Anxiety is not fun, bro. It's not nice. Maybe I should just start yapping. I don't know. Fire rock. I found this walking to the store. I'm probably about to end this stream. We'll try again later. Just ain't feeling it right now. Well, bye. I love you. I want to talk about the Olmecs, some of the things I learned. So I'll just say a little something. So they was in Mesoamerica, which is parts of America that is Mexico, California, Arizona, Nevada, all of Mexico and some parts of South America. That's where Chile and Brazil is. And the Olmecs was actually the first empire out of Mesoamerica. And the Olmec heads, which everybody knows about the Olmec heads, there's over what they say 21 of them, and they're all over Mesoamerica. They're all over America, Mexico, and they're actually 40 tons, which is heavier than elephant. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm talking about Olmecs in Mesoamerica. And yeah, they were 40 tons heavier than elephants. And the Mayans that came later, thank you, and the Mayans that came later labeled them as the Olmecs. And I like that name because of I got um I got an amigo named Otis. I got a sister that I actually never met yet named Olivia and other stuff like that. And they called them the people of rubber because they used to make rubber out of trees. And they had this sport game where they bounced the ball back to back with their sides and with their hips. Like that. They'd be jumping up, bouncing it back. And the people who won actually became the leaders of the entire empire. And people say that's who the faces are for. And each Olmec head had a different appearance and had different markings on them to show the leader they were. And then the Mayans came a little bit later. People don't know what happened to the Olmecs. I think they transitioned out of the physical world. I think they actually went to a spiritual realm. But the Mayans came a little bit later, and they had a lot of trading with chocolate seeds, with cocoa beans, and they also traded with, I'm trying to think, I was just telling my grandma all this, but she told me to leave. Man, they was trading with chocolate seeds. What else, man? Fuck. What else? Hold on. I do this sometimes. It helps me. They were selling cocoa seeds. Cocoa seeds. Rubber, probably. They was probably trading with rubber. And how the Mayans was different from the Olmecs. They had, every city was their own independent government, had their own independent values and things that they did. So that's how they were different than the Olmecs, because the Olmecs had kingdoms that they say the rulers became the kings and rulers from sport, from playing the sport game they made with the rubbers, and that's why they were called the rubber people. And the Mayans had individual cities, and each city had their own rulers. And something very interesting I learned yesterday is that the Mayans and the Aztecs wrote everything down on these papers, these big papers. And they were astronomers too. And somebody was saying how, well, she a goddess all in her channel. She was saying how the black holes, when they suck up everything, like if a black hole sucks up a star and planet, that planet and star will forever be carved in the black hole for people to see. And they say that's what they were doing. I'm from North Carolina, America. And yeah, they just did that similar to how black holes were carved in. And I think that's really cool. And they have all these different gods that they're statues of. My favorite is the dragon, the colorful dragon. And then you got the Aztecs, which were a whole kingdom, like an entire empire. And I learned yesterday the only reason the Spanish won that war is because all of the neighboring kingdoms were so mad at the Aztecs for being number one, and they basically helped the Spaniards do all that. It's really messed up, and I've learned a lot of lessons from history. One of them lessons is, what I was thinking is, sometimes you gotta be that person that's gonna break some values. Because they let the Europeans in because they were like, hey, we can't just not show these people courtesy. We show everybody courtesy. Yeah, let's let them in. Let's give them some food. Let's give them water. That's how they did it. And the dude's brother was like, hey, you can't do that. Don't let them in your house. They'll try to take you. They'll try to take it from you. But they let them inside the house. And then they got all these different kingdoms together and basically betrayed them. It was a big war. And I'm trying to gather my thoughts. But yeah, it's a little history big about the Mayans. And the Aztecs were just a big kingdom of gold and culture and art. And yeah. I feel everything is forever, and God got a plan.
There seems to be a connection between the UFO phenomena and these vast bodies of water. There's even reports that some UFOs even seemingly seem to suck up water. Are they utilizing it somewhere?
Oh, and one more thing. I don't remember. This is just proof of God, proof of. Hi. This is one more thing I want to say. This is proof of how real God is. Oh, namaste. This is proof of how real God is. So, when the Native Americans, Native Mexicans were trying to find a place to live, a good place to live that could nourish a kingdom, that could nourish healthy fruit, they was walking in a spirit that people would now class as an angel or a God. Well, yeah, God for sure. The God came to them. It was like, hey, once you find your land, it's gonna be an eagle holding a snake on top of a cactus. And when you find an eagle holding a snake on a cactus, that is where you can start your empire. And surely one day when they was in the desert, they saw an eagle holding a snake on top of cactus. And that's where they started that large empire that lasted for a very long time. And that I'm talking about right now with millions of others. And yeah, I hope the Olmecs, the Mayans, the Aztecs, they're going to be talked about for 30,000 years and more. We still learning more. We still discovering more about them. And they're right there. Like I said, I feel the Olmecs just went to a higher dimension. They didn't want to stay here no more. They said, if we can go higher, like Enoch went higher, the Bible say God just took Enoch up without him dying. He just took Enoch to heaven. I feel that's what the Olmecs did. They just went to heaven, left us all this stuff for to look at, left the blueprint of Mesoamerica, America. And yeah, it's beautiful how the Mayans, Aztec, and many, many more showed love to them. And yeah, I want to show love to them as well. And yeah. Oh, one more thing. I don't know how much this is important to you, but this is for XXXTentacion. You see the tree, you see the blue and red. And the reason is for, oh yes, and the elephant right here. And the reason I say I don't know how much this matters to you is because XXXTentacion's wife that he made a child with, Gekun, is Mexican or half Mexican. So he's a African Mexican American, if you want to say that, but that's a label. And I just find that beautiful and holy. Thank you. It's like how we connected. Jose Unfroy, XXXTentacion's name, he overstood a lot of Spanish too, or Espanol to be specific, Mexican Spanish. And yeah, he knew Espanol. He has a Mexican baby, a black Mexican baby. And I feel, you feel me? I feel that's love, that's family. And everything is connected forever. And XXX is for the tree, for the question mark, and through the color patterns. He had those on his face, under his eyes. The blue and red. How was going on, Brandon? Excuse me, Brian. Hey, Brooklyn. How you doing? I actually got blocked from YouTube for 7 days, and I couldn't talk at all. But I'm back now. Forever. Because I said fuck white people, and they blocked me for 7 days. But yeah, I'm talking about the Olmecs and how they were the first kingdom in Mesoamerica and all the statues. And yeah, and how they won through sport. They won who would be king and queen through sport. It was a game they made through rubber because they had the rubber trees. And they'd be bouncing the ball back at each other with no hands, like all with their body. And who won would become the rulers. And yeah. And yeah, this is for XX and Tashion. And you know, it's beautiful. Also drew this for Chief Keef. It's a sun. And this right here is a heart with a bandana. Thank you. Thank you. This is an ant. Oh, and yeah, thank you. And one more really awesome thing about the Mayans and Aztecs is they wrote everything down on these pieces of papers that were like a scroll, and you could fold them and you could unfold them. I just know you. I know you for it. And the black holes, they sucked up the stars and planets, and every time a black hole and a star sucks up a planet, they're forever carved on top of the black hole. You feel me? They forever on top of the black hole. Forever. Just like how the history and all the guys are forever on top of the papers that they made. And yeah, they were astrologers, just like Egyptians. And yeah.
The book is about the most common and on the subject of UFOs or unidentified submersibles.
I'm drinking soda.
The book is about the most common on the subject of USOs entitled Russia's.
I hope you've been having a good day. I just had to say that. Had to say all this that I've been learning recently. Alright, so I'm going to the store later. I'm going to try to get another Cash App card so I can have some virtual money. That's important. I lost my old one. And yeah, so hopefully soon I'll have a Cash App card. I'll have virtual money. And that'll be awesome. My day is going pretty good. I'm about to go to the store or see if I can go up to the store and make some money today. If I do, I'm going to get a card. I'm going to put some money up there. So that'll be awesome. And I might also clean up the area because on the highway to town, or not to town, but the store, there's a lot of trash and I like to pick it up. And you. But yes, this is for XX Tashion. And he has a black Mexican child. And that fits with the subject of Mesoamerica and royalty and soul ties, I feel. I do feel XXX and Tashion is soul tied with the Mexican bloodline. If that makes sense. Also, I have seen that Mexican people really, really love XXX. Because back in middle school and high school, all the Mexican students and people had XXX merch and was always listening to them. I'm not trying to be racist saying, oh, XXX, Mexican people like XXX. I'm just saying that I have seen a lot of love. You feel me?
Michael was trying to get his bearings. He checked on Janet, who seemed to be in a trance. Soon, he heard the welcome sound of the swing team returning to camp. The mothership moved from view, disappearing into the sky. It would be 10 more years.
Sorry, I'm just going to think out loud. I don't want to smoke on camera no more. I know I was, but I don't know. And yeah, sorry for being gone for so long. YouTube shut my shit down for 7 days. That was fucked up. And then I just felt shy. I felt shy to stream. But I'm back now. I tried to stream one day. It didn't work too well. I didn't get one view. And I was like, damn. And yeah. Well, give me a sec. I'm about to hit the tobacco bowl.
Underwater object measuring, I believe, about hundreds of feet in diameter, and it's speculated, or was initially speculated, to be a UFO. But the evidence points to it being something else, maybe some type of ancient structure, and certainly particularly unusual shapes and design. It is another ancient mystery that we just do not know. But initially, it was thought to be some type of large UFO effect on the bottom of the ocean. However, just because we found another explanation doesn't mean that it's less mysterious. Their photograph is taken of a gigantic UFO.
Two things I want to share real quick. I got these pumpkins from my grandmother's, amigo, and I don't know if I'm gonna try to plant these or where I'm gonna try to plant these at. Hey, Meg. And I don't really like pumpkins because you can't really eat them unless you're making pie. And I actually got this, and I wear it like this for African royalty because they always had the dagger on their side with leopard fur. And I take influence from that. I see it as royal, and I'm always gonna carry it like this. And then I explain it to them to let them understand why. And yeah, I like it. It's black. It got what looks to be eyes to me. And also, what was we talking about earlier? Those little XX Tentacion marks. I forget. It's flippable. But blue and red. It's the same type of marks, except they're all green. And it's a switchblade or something. It's actually a tactical knife. Hold on. Let me stabilize myself. After it being eventually released, UFO researchers soon picked up the information. So yeah. Oh, you ain't see that. It's pretty awesome. It's a tactical up here. Snake Eye Tactical. And yeah. I wear it like an African king. Right on my side. They did it with, like, they was drippy with it though. I tried to be. Can you read my tarot for show? Yeah, please do. Please do. Thank you. I never had my tarot read before. Between 4 and 5 p.m. on April the 17th, 1999, an unusual sighting was made by several witnesses. All right, thank you. Who claimed to see a bright white light exiting the waters in Windermere, British Columbia, at Lake Lookout. The weather was clear and sunny, with little to no. Give me a second too. The waters were calm. One of the 3 witnesses made the following statement: 3 of us were looking out into the water. It was a quiet, peaceful afternoon when we all noticed a bright white light emerging from the water. The object was breaking the water surface from the lake, yet it wasn't leaving any ripples in the water, like a piece of wood or wood. I'm back. It was a sequence of digitized light, the kind that looks like the Knight Rider kit car has on the front. Excuse me. Instead, this computerized light was a bright white color. Give me one more second. Disappeared, breaking the water surface 3 times before finally disappearing into the lake. This lasted for approximately 5 minutes. We had binoculars, so we were able to see the light close up, and to our amazement, it confirmed what we thought we'd seen. There's many reports of people seeing lights under the water, strange cracks that seem to be darting backwards and forwards. Some of them seen rising from the surface and zipping off into the sky. I've been listening to some RX Poppy recently. He's a rapper from New York, and I'm amazed how he's always coming up with these new flows. The thing that amazes me about rap is you can make like 10,000 songs, and there's something new for the rappers to say, for the chosen ones to say, and that's amazing. And RX Poppy, one of the rappers, you listen to his words and be like, damn, because some of the shit he lived through. And you just gotta be like, I be admiring him. And yeah, it's like really crazy.
Triangular objects represented something recreated, be it it's something all fly through Earth's atmosphere, and therefore if it's
His dad was the dope man, and his dad actually got shot right in front of him when he was a child, and his father passed away. He got elder, and now he a rapper, kind of telling that story, telling what he's going through. And yeah, it's really, I know I say yeah a lot, but it's really divine. And I actually found him because one of my favorite rappers, Evil Holic, started dissing him because RX Poppy ran off on his money. Evil Holic gave him some money to rap on his beat. RX Poppy never did. And I might actually play an Evil Holic song. He went crazy on Poppy. He made like 200 diss tracks, and all of them are good. All his songs deserve to be on the Billboard. Did my daughter right here. She reminds me of like a Kemet hieroglyph, especially her paws. I don't know what about them reminds me of that. I think it's like of all the artwork of the Sphinx, which ain't even their real name. RX Poppy owe me money. RX Poppy, you a joke, man. You funny. Maybe you feel incomplete, but you like taking action and finding clarity in the things you do. Maybe you also have untapped potential. You are trying to recuperate yourself and be better. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to. I'm trying to let God use me in the way she wants to use me. I have a lot of things to say, and hopefully I say it in a good way. I'm blackballed by YouTube. They don't recommend me at all. That's because of the things I talk about and who I am as a person. I'm not really somebody that can be propped up with a clean image. I'm autistic. Um, I learned from revolutionaries. I'm not silent about what I know. And I live a certain type of way, so they don't really want to push me like that. And it's not because of how I live. They be pushing bad people all the time, but it's because what I talk about. And yeah, I just hope I'm doing good for real. I don't think I'm doing bad type beat. And thank you. I remember your G-Day too. That stuff is very important to me. Got this boo-boo right next to me. She a silverhead. Her head's a little silver. Excuse me. All right. I love you too. Have a good day. I'm probably gonna stream later. Yeah, I'll try to stream later. Have a really good day. I love you. I guess I'm gonna go to the store, see if I can make some money, see if I can get a card, put some virtual money on, and yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm probably about to go to the store or something. I guess I'll link that Evil Holic song. In my post, there's a lot of R&X Poppy songs. I recommend you listening to them. They're really good. They're very enjoyable. Very good songs. You are for surely gonna take something from it. And yeah, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love and support, everybody. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Meg. Thank you, Brian. Thank all of y'all for coming through and supporting the channel. Yeah. Just a little recap real quick. The Olmecs came through, the first people in Mesoamerica. They made the Olmec heads. They weigh 40 tons, heavier than elephants. They were called the rubber people. It is said that they chose their rulers based on a game of sport. They had balls with the rubber going from like this big to this big, and each Olmec head was representing a different ruler. And then the Mayans, the Aztecs came through, which are two separate kingdoms, and the Mayans were trading a lot with cocoa seeds, and all of them wrote all of their history and gods on top of these papers that resemble how when black hole sucks planets and stars up, that those planets and stars are forever carved on the black hole. And that can also kind of remind me of a sigil now that I think about it. Because I just saw what I feel like that would look like in my head, like a black hole with stars and planets on top of it. It would almost resemble a sigil. I don't really mess with sigils. They say they can communicate with angels and demons and whatever is in between of those. I do feel the Olmecs just went to a higher dimension. The Mayans and the Aztecs were known for having jewelry that connected them to higher realms. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Olmecs just said, hey, let's go to the next dimension. Like, let's get out of here with our physical bodies. I can see that happening because there's no evidence of war. There's no evidence of natural disaster. It's just like they vanished one day. And I see it as they just went to the higher dimension. If it was any type of invasion, if it was any type of kidnapping, there would be evidence of that. So I think it was more along the lines of we were advanced, we found a way to the heavens because they really taught the Mayans and Aztecs everything they know. The Olmecs were 1,000 years before anybody else. And there's a lot of conversation about the race of the Olmecs or the tribe, ethnicity, whatever, for sure. And I do think the are black, but not in the same way that there are black Americans. Chakra Doctor talks about this all the time. But there are different types of black. I do feel Africans and black Americans and Jamaicans and Haitians are like the same type of black. They're the same source. And then there's Australian blacks, which I love them. They're definitely siblings. But I do feel the Australian blacks are a little different than black Americans, Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, which is the same country as Hades for real, but different cultures because different history. And I feel yeah, the Olmecs are black, but they're more with the Australian blacks than with I hate how some things sound, but they're more like them than the American African blacks. They're more like the Australian blacks. And yeah, man, they was in Mesoamerica. And the Aztecs and Mayans later made pyramids, which I feel showed respect to Egyptian rulers, and of course, Egypt is in Africa. And you look at all the pharaoh maps, all the evidence, they are all clearly black. And one more thing I want to say about this subject is it has been proven that there has been connection between America, Mexico, and the motherlands way before they say there was. So all the pharaohs are a majority of them had cocaine in their system. And you think cocaine, what? So cocoa leaves is a healing plant. Cocoa leaves been around forever. Cocoa leaves have been known as a miracle plant. It treats many things. It's used for pain, mental health. It's used for a lot of things. It's around the 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever somebody made cocaine and they gave it to basically the poverty-filled areas of the world where people are looking for escape. So They gave people an abused version of the cocoa leaves, which were used for healing and medicine and spiritual practice, turned the cocoa leaf into cocaine, and just to spread addiction. But yeah, the pharaohs 4,000 years ago had cocaine inside their system, as in the cocoa leaves. And of course, the cocoa leaves are grown in Mexico, part of which is modern day America. So that's proof that the Egyptians had ways to travel back and forth, that they had ways of trade. And jaguars are a African animal, and they're shown love to by the Native Americans inside America in North Carolina. The Native Americans show love to the jaguars. So if the jaguar is an African animal, how can Native Americans in the same state as me show love to a jaguar when jaguars are all the way in the motherland? Whole different continent, which is how I say continent. Whole different continent. You know, like the jaguars are inside the motherland. And yeah, what I want to say this one more time. I feel this is very important. I believe the Olmecs are black. They do not look Mexican. I love Mexicans. Mexicans are the Mayans, the Aztecs. But I believe the Olmecs are black all the way, but more along the lines of Australian black. Like Chakra say, they fold different types of black. I disagree because he say the Africans and African Americans are two separate types of black. I disagree. I feel they're very connected, spirit wise, culture wise, genetic wise. And I feel the Australians been in Australia for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, and they have developed their own culture, their own physical form that's different. And yeah, I mean, yeah, still family forever, but I believe it's the two different types. And then and yeah, man, black is it's a range. It's not a monolith. It's limitless. One more thing, um, David Chow. David Chow is a Korean guy, and David Chow went to the Congo. He was looking for dinosaurs. Really, he was looking for dinosaurs, and when him and this white guy, this French white guy, I hate this white guy. I wish somebody was here, but I can play some music so somebody could be watching this. If you be watching this in the future, I'm gonna say hi. So David Chow is this explorer. He hitchhiked all around America. He's Korean. I'm saying this because it's gonna come back into the story in a very beautiful, divine way, and it's gonna show you how God works. I really hope somebody finds this. By the laws of universe and God, somebody will eventually find this. But David Chow, he was with this French white guy. They was both looking for this dinosaur, and this French guy was an evil piece of shit. He had a fetish for black women, and that's why he went to this Congo. He really didn't care about the dinosaur, and this was in the Congo. So they looking for this dinosaur. This French white guy is eating all of David Chow's food, and he was very racist to him. He was bullying David Chow, calling him names. He ate his food. When David Chow was asleep, he ate David Chow's food. If that's not the biggest sign of disrespect, hatred, evil ever, I don't know what is. So when this French piece of shit was sleeping, my snoring noises, when he was sleeping, David Chow got this big ass rock. And he was standing over the racist white guy. And he was really thinking, if I kill you, nobody's ever gonna know. I could drop this on your head and you would die, French white guy. You would be dead forever. Your brain meat would be all over the floor and the ants would devour it. And he was like, do I really want to become a murderer right now? Do I want to stoop on this piece of shit's level? Do I really want to have to deal with whatever energy is going to come with this choice? Because even if you do something in the right, energy is going to come with that choice, especially with violence. Violence is a big thing. So David Chow, Korean dude that's going to come back in the story, he was exploring the Congo, which is in the motherland with this French white guy. This French white guy was a piece of shit. He has a fetish for black women, and he was calling he was calling David Chow racist names. And he ate David Chow's food when they were both asleep. They was looking for dinosaurs in the Congo, and this was like their sixth day. And when the white guy was asleep, after he ate all David Chow food, David Chow picked up a giant boulder, was like, I'm gonna kill you. But he's like, I'm not trying to kill you, cause I don't want to stoop to your level. I got a family, and you ain't even really worth it. So he put the boulder down, and Because David Child was like, you a piece of shit. Why would you be my first body? Why would I put that on myself? Why would I have your violence on me? You ain't shit. So he put the boulder down, and then he went back to sleep, and then they both left. And they actually found a tribe of people, and these were very short people. They called them pygmies, and they showed giant amounts of love to him. They saw David Chow as a god. They saw David Chow as coming from the stars. They saw him as a real god because David Chow is Korean, and I guess just his spiritual energy, because he's a really good dude. You can look him up. And they saw David Chow as a god, and they were like, "We love you and we trust you." And they basically told David Chow all the secrets of the village that he never shares. And yeah, the native people of the Congo, which are a group of so-called pygmies, and they showed David Chow all the secrets because they say he's from the stars. And they basically showed him a lot of love. They kind of ignored the French white guy that was racist. And that's just showing somebody could be an asshole to you. Don't listen to their assholeness because God has a plan. Tables turn. Everybody's going to get theirs. Whatever energy you put out is going to come back to you. Like, I don't like the Bible. I hate the Bible. It's a dumb book that I don't even understand the origins in. But when Jesus was nailed on that cross, he was like, God, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know, God. They don't know. And that shit is so true. These people don't know what they're doing. And yeah, I haven't played no music, so this whole stream will be up. You can rewatch it and hear what I'm saying. I'm with my. I'm probably gonna go to the store, get some money, try to get a virtual car so I can send some money. And yeah, I know I say that a lot. I just really like to say what I'm thinking. Well, this was a very lovely stream. See you later. Probably by listening.